Hello, it's me again, John. Today I just wanted to sort of talk about how I see sort of the internet and how sort of individuals, when they post things, can affect people and strangers across the globe. I mean, to be honest, I'm just kind of focusing on YouTube at the minute because sometimes I feel YouTube can be a very sort of happy and sad place. I know sometimes, not very many times, I have got emotional watching YouTube videos. You know, I mean, I do feel that YouTube as a community, when some people, not the general YouTube population, let's say, but I do feel that a lot of people do go on YouTube, you know, and say how they're feeling, let's say, you know, and it's sort of I have seen it in the past where not necessarily lonely people have sort of made YouTube videos, but people that may have not been having a good time in their life, let's say. Not talking about anybody in particular, because I don't really know many proper YouTubers. But what I would say is that it's given a voice to millions of people who really didn't have a voice. I mean, yeah, you could say, well, there was blogs and there was MySpace. I mean, people generally don't use MySpace. I mean, I think MySpace was a great platform, and I think hopefully it may come back in a couple of years, you know. But yeah, I mean, with MySpace, it was a great way to sort of share your music. I mean, there must be hundreds of bands that have sort of came out of MySpace. I mean, yes, they might not be mainstream bands, and they might have had a couple of good years when MySpace was sort of at its peak, and now that's sort of dissipated. But I think MySpace did a lot for music. I mean, I've heard of bands on MySpace, and you know, and sort of became popular on MySpace, and then they've became popular on YouTube, because I mean, essentially YouTube's a great way to show music videos, to show amateur music videos. So you know, from people doing guitar covers to like Taylor Swift songs, and well, not just Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran. I know people are going to say it's Ed Sherigan, but I always say Ed Sheeran. And I think it gave a great platform to people. But I do think there are some sort of negatives to the sort of social networking environment. I mean, this is more sort of my Facebook sort of related, where I think, I mean, so let's say 30% of people that post stuff on Facebook, yes, they might have 400 friends, but how many of those friends do they actually see in general in sort of, you know, world? I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing just to have friends on Facebook, but I think you sort of got to counterbalance it, and just to say, none of these numbers that I say are official numbers from anywhere. They're just sort of my views and opinions, and they're just sort of numbers that came off my head, so don't quote me on any of this. But yeah, I mean, I have seen stuff really on YouTube that sort of has inspired me, and I really hope this is recording right now. Videos about this guy who at a young age, I think it's 7 or 8 or something. Don't quote me on any of this. That's the most important thing about my videos, never to quote me on anything, because it's just my way of thinking and my belief. So yeah, this guy had cancer, and he's lost his leg, and you know, had a few problems, and you know, but became a motivational speaker, because he said, look, I survived cancer, you can survive cancer, or you could survive the hard times in your life, you know. I'm not saying, oh, you've got problems, oh, that's the same as somebody having cancer, you know. But I do feel that YouTube is a great way for people to sort of get their worries away. And I watched a video recently, I think it was the video actually put out by Google, called moonshot thinking. I think it was called that. Don't quote me again. I'm gonna always say that in my videos, not to quote me. And that's sort of basically sort of saying that anything is possible. And I know people will say this, well, when you grow up, that sort of gets sort of put to the away sort of thing. But you know, what it's saying basically, the initial idea is that the moon's there. Let's go and fire a rocket up to it. Let's go and see what's out there in the solar system. And that's sort of a great sort of thing. Say, well, your life might not be great now. If you don't want your life to go down and work in a dead end job, you know, go out and explore the world. You know, I mean, that's why I think I've came to uni, because I've got new friends, and you know, I have my problems when it comes to uni. But I think it's been a great sort of thing for me to do. You know, if somebody says you can't do it, that means you should just do harder and better, and that doesn't sound right, but don't ever let people put you down. I know as children we think everything is possible and everything else, and we go to high school and it all sort of gets strained out of us, but yeah, definitely just go for things in your life. I know I've said this in the past, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and everything like that. But yeah, you've got to go for it. You've got to go for it. You know, let's say you've put out 20 videos and you haven't really had many views. Let's say you've had a couple of thousand views, and you're thinking, what's the point? What's the point? Well, the point is, one point you will make it. I mean, I'm not saying everybody that's going to go on YouTube now you haven't got many views, but if you try harder, you're going to make millions of pounds on YouTube, or obviously not millions, but you're going to make an income. Not everybody goes on YouTube and makes an income, and if you are setting up a YouTube channel or anything like that, don't think of it, oh, this is going to be my income, because that's the wrong way of going about it. And I think I've thought about that in the past. Yeah, there are successful people on YouTube, but I mean they've been doing it since day one, since the infancy of YouTube. You know, some of these people have been doing it 6-7 years. I mean, they were getting hundreds of views at the time because there was nothing out there. But these people have been solidly working on it for, you know, maybe 5 years, and I don't think people always realise that when they start setting up new channels and things like that. There's a lot of sort of groundwork into it. I really hope this is good. It's the second time I've said that. So yeah, don't go into YouTube. Don't go into anything. Generally, if it's music or... I'm not saying don't follow your dreams, because the whole point of this video is to follow your dreams. What I'm trying to say is have believable points. So yeah, you're going to do this, but it's not like you're going to be a national TV star or you're going to be a national film star. I mean, yeah, I want to go to awards ceremonies and submit films and win loads of awards, but realistically that won't happen. So I think I'm going to end the video here, but I kind of feel that you just got to go with your gut, and you've got to do what you want to do, and don't ever think about the money. The money is not important. What's important is your happiness, your friend's happiness, and your life is not there to be sort of, yeah, I'm going to do everything and I'm going to become this famous international movie star, music star, scientist, poet, whatever you want to say. Just follow your dreams, but no... Yeah, I'm going to end it here. I hope you've really enjoyed this video. I think in a way I've enjoyed making it. So yeah, hopefully there'll be more videos of sort of in this style. So yeah, I'm going to say goodbye now, and I'm going to say I hope you subscribe. I hope you sort of post it around Facebook and Twitter and any other sort of social networks, even like the less popular ones. If you're a part of them, just keep the word of mouth going, and you know, feedback is always brilliant. You know, I know people can't be bothered, or I'm only going to watch a minute or so of this video, I'm not going to leave feedback because I'm lazy, and lazy people don't win. that's the point of this video. Lazy people won't win. So I've been John, and I hope you've been beautiful. If you don't think you're beautiful, you probably are. Most people are beautiful, they just don't know it. I'm going back and forward again, so I'm going to say goodbye. And I know I've said goodbye a couple of times now, so I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Peace out. Always be true to yourself.